Hi, so today we are going to work on our legs. I call it a split session, but obviously we don't have to go into splits and we will not go into splits right away. But there will be a lot of leg exercises and yeah, that area. So get prepared with some yoga blocks. You need some wall and something like a sofa or a chair, as you can see, and an elastic band. But yeah, I forgot that, so I had to fetch it later. Okay, so we start in a standing position. First, we'll do a few hip circles. So, if you need to hold on to something for balance, do that and do 5 circles one direction and then 5 circles the other direction, and then change legs. Um, yeah, I think this one is pretty simple. So, for now, we are just warming up. I'll tell you when the warm up is over. So, don't push. Let's just start easy. We will work on that. Yeah, there will be. My quads were burning at some point, uh, but that's a nice feeling, right? You want your legs strong. Okay, after those, let's just do a quick forward fold. You can hang in there for a moment. You can bend your knees, um, and go and walk your downward dog for as long as you need to. So it's yeah, just bend the legs, one leg, the other one, press your chest down a little bit, try to put your heels down, stuff like that. You just need to feel it and start feeling your legs, especially the backs of it. This doesn't have to be a perfect downward dog. Um, it's like more or less something to start with for the warm up. And obviously, if you can, try and put down your heels. If you cannot, that's fine. We will work on the legs. Yeah, start also focusing on your breath. And the next one is a lunge. So go to the front with one leg, and the other one is down on the floor. So your foot and your knee are on the floor, and your hips are as low as possible. We are starting to we are starting with swinging hips from one side to the other. What I always remind everyone: if your front leg is wiggling, put it a little bit to the side, like to the outside, so that will help your balance. And then after like 8 to 10 swings to the sides, go on your toes with the back leg, squeeze your quad so the leg is straight, and go with your toes back and forth. So your hips will be also moving back and forth. This one is also 8 to 10, and everything in this lesson is between 8 to 10. I don't think there is any like super complex or difficult exercise that could not be repeated this many times. If you need to just take it slower. Okay, then switch legs after those 8 to 10 times. And let's start with swings from one side to the other with the hips. Mm, yeah, relax the back foot. Remember about that. What I think this one is pretty easy. Um, and after the swings, we'll be getting up on our toes, which is right now. I mean, for me, and squeezing that back leg. You see, like I'm trying to make it as straight the line as possible, so no bent knees, and move those hips back and forth 8 to 10 times. Again, try thinking about your breath already. Next one will go into side lunges, and this one do as you can. I know that many people cannot go super low in them. If you need to use yoga blocks under your hands, okay, to support yourself. So go higher, go lower, try. Yeah, you can try and wiggle your feet. Um, just no, we want to get some movement in the hips and in the legs, but don't complicate it too much. Uh, it's good. It's a good idea to support yourself, like your hands with on the floor. Yeah, also you can go like much higher. All right, the next one. It's just a forward fold with your legs wide. As you can see, my legs are super wide here. Uh, the point is that you squeeze the legs uh, so the lines are straight, okay? And then you do the forward fold. If the very wide option is too easy, you can come a little bit closer with your feet together. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that with legs wide, you can get your hands down on the floor. All right. So the next thing, we need to sit down um, and try to have your back not rounded, but a little bit more straight up. Um, and bring one of your legs as close as possible to your chest and try to straighten it. Now, this may not look like that. If you need, sit by the wall. But it's good to not have the wall behind you because then you have to engage your back, right? The other leg, do whatever you want with it. Um, and yes, if it's easier, don't bring that leg super close to your chest. It can be a little bit further. Try to focus on making it as straight as possible. Um, and yes, it's better if you point your toes with a flex foot. The nerve pull will be stronger. So a pointed foot will be easier. Now we are done with our warm up. Let's drink something or um, don't check your phone. Better have some water or just feel your body. Check how it's doing after the warm up. Okay, we are back into a sit. Now we are doing an L sit. And if you need support yourself with your hands in the back and raise one of your legs. Again, squeeze your quad. Now keep it squeezed so your leg is as straight as possible. And this way, try to raise it. So your quad may start burning here already. As you can see, I had to release it a little bit. Again, do it 10 times on both legs. Um, Try to sit as straight as possible, but obviously it's not always necessary. Don't worry about that. Focus on that, on raising that leg and squeezing that quad. After this, we are going into a tabletop position, so your knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders. Try to hold your core, so don't arch, don't let your back bend too much. Extend one leg to the back, keep it straight. Remember about squeezing the quad. Point your toes and raise your leg as high as possible without opening the hips. So the hips are facing down all the time. You see, like my leg is not going to the side, it's just going up behind me. Do it around 10 times and switch legs. So extend, point the toes, and then raise your leg as high as possible, mm, 8 to 10 times. Like I said, everything is going to be 8 to 10 times. Um, yeah, try to hold your core strong so there is no like U shape in your back too much. Mm, Next one, we need that wall and put something under the knee. So one knee is down on the floor and the other leg You put your heel as close as possible to the wall. Then you close your hips so they are looking on the wall. Like you see, it's uh, it's looking on the wall. And then you lean forward while squeezing the front leg. Um, yeah, you need this quad squeezed a lot during this class. Um, but when the quad is squeezed, then your hamstring is stretching. So that's what we are going to do now. Take around 8, 10 breaths, slow breaths in this position. Round your back if needed. Don't worry about that. Focus on the leg. Then switch legs. So once again, the heel is as close as possible to the wall. Your hands, if you need, use blocks on the sides, but just putting your hands on the wall is good enough. And remember to close your hips. They will want to open because that's easier. Uh, so try to close them if it's not possible to make them super close. Find your find where it's good enough for you, and keep squeezing that quad. All right, we are going to do something similar, but with the elevation. So if you have your bed, a chair, a stool, something like that, put one leg extended on it, squeeze the quad, close your hips, and then lean forward. Uh, you can round your back more than I'm doing here. Don't worry about that. And point your front foot, point your back foot as well, because that's more relaxed. Um, and keep breathing. Count 8 to 10 breaths slowly. We are not in a rush. I hope so. Keep squeezing the quad of the front leg, and after your breaths, change legs. So go with the other leg up on the chair, bed, and squeeze the quad, close your hips, lean forward. Then count your breaths. Uh, yeah, feet pointed. At least relax and try to point the front foot. Um, yeah, the back foot. Let it. Yeah, and you can put absolutely something under your back knee. Um, that's why we have all those things like yoga mat, something extra. Uh, yeah, so I forgot about that elastic band earlier. Uh, if you don't have an elastic band, you can use a like a scarf, or sometimes I use like all the leggings, like something long that you will be able to put around your ankle to bring your leg towards your chest, not around your foot like me here. I am gonna fix it in a moment. We want to put it around the ankle, so then we can wiggle our leg, our foot. The other leg is down on the floor. If you want it bent, if you want it straightened, that's up to you. All right, so bring this one leg towards your chest, uh, squeeze the quad, and then flex and point your foot 8 to 10 times. And this is the moment where your quads might start burning if they didn't before. Uh, so do it slowly, but please try doing it at least 8 times. After that, we are going to bring that leg closer to our chest, point the toes, and bend and extend the leg. So like before, we were sitting and doing that. Now we are laying down, so our leg might come a little bit closer to the chest, and we are using all our strength in the leg to extend it. Uh, I did 10 times here, so go for it. After that, we are back to strap around the ankle and flexing and pointing the foot. Try to bring the leg a little bit closer if possible now, then closer to the chest. Uh, yeah. Remember to breathe. I know this one is hard, but don't forget about breathing and counting uh, flexes and points. So one flex and point is one repetition, and then we'll be doing what we did before. So bring our bent leg closer to the chest, then flex the foot, and then go extend it. So this one may feel the most horrible because the nerves are pulled more. Um, yeah, just keep doing it 8 to 10 times. Uh, but after this one, we'll be changing legs, so this one can rest a little bit. Yes, I could feel my quad burning. Absolutely. So now we are going with strap around the ankle of the other leg. Bring the leg closer to your chest. All right. And then flex and point. This is point, this is flex, and go 8 to 10 times. Remember about squeezing the quad so your leg is extended so it doesn't bend um, as you're changing the position of your foot. Um, yeah, I think we know what we're doing here. So now we are bringing the bent leg closer to our chest, and then we are trying to extend it with the foot pointed all the time. Count 8 to 10 breaths slowly. Try not to rush through it. I know it's horrible. Uh, if not, then try to bring your leg closer to your chest. All right, the next one we are repeating. The first thing, so strap around the ankle, straight leg, quad squeezed, and we are flexing and pointing the foot. I did it 10 times, so I hope you can also do it this many. Uh, and really go for like a deep point, deep flex. Um, and the last one, we will go hold our leg close to the chest, bend and extend with the foot flexed. Last 10 repetitions. Um, and then we'll move to the next thing. Mhm. Good, great. Relax your legs if you want. Yeah, give yourself a little bit of massage. And so the next thing will be drinking some water. Obviously, it was really warm in the studio. Um, I think the heating is on, but it was also a sunny day, really nice. I'm glad I got some sunny day before the winter comes. Okay, grab your blocks or something, not too high. Put it under your leg, your hands like under your shoulders. Legs are extended. Find the right spot. So you want to round and arch your back. Keep squeezing the legs. That's the point. And then you move your pelvis. So you can see that there is movement in my lower back. There's also like my head going up and down for some extra, but mostly I'm squeezing my legs so they are straight, and then I'm moving my pelvis, like tilting it, and then upper body comes after that. Um, so we do it for 8 to 10 times. And next one, we'll go into some lunges again. You can use your blocks. I will use them to show um, how to do it. So we start with square hips again, and we go put something under your back knee if you need to. My yoga mat was pretty thick, so I didn't have to put anything there, but it's totally better to be safe than sorry. And then we go up with our body, and we go back with our front leg. Um, how to, so yeah, when we are down in the lunge, our body is up, and then we are like straightening the front leg, and our body will go a bit down. I hope that's clear. I'm also flexing my front foot to get some extra stretch, but you don't have to add that if you feel enough stretch without flexing your front foot. That's good. Do whatever feels good for you. After those 8 to 10 times, we are switching legs. So again, square hips, and we are going with the front foot. We are going down into a lunge, and then, yeah, the front leg is going extended. You can flex your foot off the front leg, and your body will go a little bit down. That's it. Yeah, I think one of those poses is called a pike, and this is lunge, so I guess. But for everyone who, just like me, is not very, I don't know, I always had issues with remembering poses. I was doing pole dance for years, and I know maybe like 5 poses, names of 5 poses. I'm so bad with it. So I'm sorry. No, as those sessions are supposed to be beginner friendly, I want to explain everything. Anyways, okay, we go in a lunge, but with our back foot on the toes, so it's flexed, and we'll be going. I think this one is a pyramid position. Again, we'll be going into a lunge first. So this is a lunge, but with the flexed foot, so on our toes, and then we are extending the front leg with keeping the back leg extended as well. Obviously, if you need to bend, if they are not uh, ready to be extended, that's okay. Just keep squeezing all the time the back leg, and then like the quad of the back leg, and then squeeze the front leg as you're extending it. Change sides after 8, 10 times. So back leg is straight, as straight. Oh, that my knee is a little bit too bent for my liking, but so yes, try to not let it bend. Squeeze that quad and the quad of the front leg as you extend it, and move your upper body. If if it's easier for you, yeah, keep the blocks high, or if you feel, I kept them high because that's the easiest. Uh, so for me it felt all right. I felt the stretch. So I guess you no one has to be like really going down with those blocks, but if you're so advanced, go for it. And yeah, I did some, like, I put my hands down also because it felt good. Um, and we'll go in a frog for uh, for a moment. So go with your knees as wide as possible, your legs as wide as possible, your feet are wherever it's comfortable, and we'll move our hips back and forth. Um, Try to keep your weight. Well, So try to keep your upper body like up with your hands extended. Uh, if it's too much on your hips, go down on your forearms. Um, but yeah, by now your hips should be warmed up enough to for your hips to be safe with hands straight. Um, I did I think like 15 swings because I really like the frog, and there is never too much frog. So enjoy it because what comes next will be again more difficult. Um, if you need to do it longer than I did, but also don't overdo it. We don't want to just let our legs come down too much. Yes. So now we'll try to go into a split. And obviously, it's all right if you are not gonna get down. I'll show you how to attempt it. And first of all, make sure that you have something sliding for under your back leg, something under your back knee, and something under your front leg, because one way is to go and slide your front leg, like here you see like my back leg was not moving, it was my front leg that was opening. And then in the other situation, you can try and slide your back leg um, like this, as low as possible, and then squeeze that quad and go into your front split. uh, Keep your weight on the blocks if you cannot go down. um, Keep squeezing the front leg, that's super important. We don't want anything to snap there. What else? take I'm taking 8 deep breaths, or 10, something like that. mm, yeah, hold those blocks. Hold those blocks high, help yourself, but remember about also holding your body strong. So we don't want to just relax into the split. We want to squeeze the front leg, squeeze the back leg. um, Keep pushing yourself up. I remove my hand from the blocks here. um, but yeah, use the block to push yourself up so you're not laying down on the front leg. Yeah, I got too comfortable with this split and I didn't show the second version when you first slide back your back leg, and only then you open. I think when I started doing splits, the second version was much easier for me. I always needed to move that back leg, so I needed something that was sliding under my back leg. uh yeah, that was easier. Now I can just sit into that, but I've been doing splits for a few years. um so it's a process. And take some pictures, yeah, to see what's I really love progress pictures, or videos of everything. Whatever I do, I'm trying to take a progress picture, because sometimes it feels like you didn't progress at all for months, and then you see those pictures because, like, for example, you're not getting flat for months in a split, and then you see, oh wow, but I'm getting lower, or like my core is not twisting that much, or stuff like that. Right, let's get into relaxing. We'll start with the figure 4 stretch. This one I learned because it's easier to learn the name than describe. So one ankle is on top of the opposite knee, like actually on the quad, and then you bring the other leg as close as possible to your chest, so you should feel the stretch in your glutes. Now you can hold your okay, so after a few breaths with your leg bent, we'll hold that leg extended, just like before, flexing and pointing the foot. So this may feel horrible. I, if you need, get the strap. Actually, if you grab your leg lower, so like closer to your butt, this should be a bit easier. So because your hands are not stretching, like not elastic. I think I did everything for like 5 breaths. So 5 breaths in the tradition, like the old-fashioned figure four stretch, and then after maybe 8, I did a few flex and point. But since we are trying to start and relax, you don't have to. Okay, this one was definitely 8 to 10 breaths. But I think the leg extended was just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I was wrong. I stand corrected. I did it 10 times. Right. Next one, super easy and chill. Just bring one of the legs as close as possible to your chest. Hug it. The other leg is down on the floor. Just relax it. And breathe. Take 10 deep breaths. Um, don't let your leg that's bent to go to the side. You want it to be in front of your chest. And then go like 90 degrees in your hip and in your knee, and bring that bent leg to the other side. Um, Shoulders are down on the floor, so your knee will not go down. Uh, your foot will go down and hold your leg there, but your knee will probably not go down on the floor. And after those 10 breaths, switch legs and try to relax both of your feet. Um, I like to keep them pointed, but if for you point doesn't feel too natural, if your foot is like mm, less flexible, less easy, uh, just relax it. And then we go twist the spine, so you can barely see that my knee is not down on the floor because of my dark leggings, but you can see that my foot is touching the floor like with my big toe, and then my ankle is higher. So that's um, so, and also my hand that's adding some weight to the leg is not completely down. Let's go on one side and then bring the top leg, bend it, and then bring the foot as close as possible to your butt. Try first of all, your leg should not go up, like not like your knee shouldn't be higher than your hip, but try to go more to the back of your knee. So here we are stretching the quad, which was used a lot. It was squeezed a lot during this session. So we want to give it a nice stretch right now. After 10 breaths, change sides. You can just roll it into the other side. I didn't want to turn my back to the camera, Um, yeah, the leg that's down on the floor, I need it bent because if I kept it straight, I would not have my balance. But if you want, you can extend it. That's up to your body. Like mine is, yeah, like that. Okay, then let's go up. Sit on your heels, then put your knees a bit to the sides and go into a child pose. So relax your relax your hands, relax your back, put your forehead down on the floor, and again take like 10 deep breaths. Um, we are almost done. We'll be yeah. Basically, this is the last thing that I had for today. If you want, you can also walk your hands to the sides a little bit. I did not do that, but what I felt like doing was stretching my neck a little bit. So just hands on the back of the head, elbows closed, look down. Don't pull your head. It's just heavy hanging there. I think it's because I did some back bends the day before. Anyways, that's it. I hope your quads got some really good workout. And yeah, let me know how it went. How did you like the session? Thank you for joining. Bye.